experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving to the concluding phase of the seminar, and I would like to introduce the chief guest of today's seminar. His Excellency is not only the expert on Pakistan-Kazakhstan relations, but I would like to share with all of you that he himself is playing a tremendous role in promoting the bilateral ties. And as His Excellency Saifullah Sultan Sir has earlier mentioned, that we are thankful to Excellency Ambassador that he has traveled from Islamabad to Lahore, particularly for this seminar, to talk to you, to share with you his thoughts, his experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Yarzad Christopher.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear participants, distinguished guests, speakers. First of all, I would like to thank my dear brother, His Excellency Sakizada Sultan Ahmed Ali, for organizing an excellent event, and of course his brilliant team. And it's a great honor and pleasure for me to be today at today's event. I would also like to welcome His Excellency Shamshad Ahmad, former Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of course my dear brother Mahmoud Hussein. So, this year we celebrate the 75th anniversary of independence of a great country, and on behalf of Kazakhstan, we wish success, peace, prosperity, and I'm totally convinced that Pakistan has a bright future, and it should, and it can, and it will play a pivotal role in our region. I mean that Pakistan has a great potential. Since Pakistan is one of the youngest nations in the world, I believe that having such a bright young generation, definitely Pakistan, inshallah, will be a very successful country. Moreover, this year we celebrate the 30th anniversary of establishment diplomatic relations between our brotherly nations. Previous speakers, my very dear friends, they elaborated on the history of our relations. And let me share with you some information about our modern history. So, Kazakhstan gained independence on December 16, 1991. And Pakistan was one of the first countries to recognize independent Kazakhstan. It happened on the 4th day of our independence on December 20. Right 2 months later, our first president, His Excellency Nazria visited Pakistan on February 24th. And by the way, was one of the first his visits abroad. And on this date in Islamabad, in 1992, on February 24th, we officially established diplomatic relations between our two brotherly nations. And 1 month later, the United Nations officially declared Kazakhstan as an independent country. So I believe that it's a great milestone, and it is not only about Kazakhstan. In general, this year, all Central Asian countries celebrate this anniversary of establishment diplomatic relations with the brotherly Pakistan. But unfortunately, due to these floodings that we face today, so many precious lives were lost. So our deepest condolences, and our government currently is considering to provide humanitarian assistance to our brothers and sisters here in Pakistan who suffer from this disaster. When we talk about our bilateral relations between Kazakhstan and Pakistan, I always say that we have developed an excellent political dialogue. Our leaders, they meet on a regular basis. We support each other within the framework of international organizations, be it the United Nations or For example, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, CETA, so on and so forth. We always support each other, and I believe that it's a great thing because we know that we can always count on Pakistan, and Pakistan knows that you can always count on Kazakhstan. But when it comes to our economic cooperation, when it comes to our cultural ties, I believe that there is still great scope in terms of developing our cooperation. As you might know, Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country in the world in terms of land, and the largest landlocked country in the world. And I believe, in general, I can say that Central Asia is the landlocked region. So, for us, Pakistan can serve as a regional hub in terms of getting access to the world waters. So probably it will be the shortest route. And vice versa, Kazakhstan being the leader of the Central Asia, the largest economy of Central Asia will, by the way, represent a half of the Central Asian economy. And in terms of, for example, foreign direct investments, we have attracted so far about $380 billion, which more than 70% of all FDIs which came to our Central Asian region. So Kazakhstan has a lot of things to offer to our brothers and sisters in Pakistan, and we can serve as a regional hub in terms of getting access to the Eurasian Economic Union, to the Central Asian markets. But when we talk about relations between our two brother nations, I always say that it's something bigger and deeper. It's not just our trade. We should not be focused only on our economic cooperation. It is about reviving brotherly relations between our two countries. Our nations cooperated for centuries, and due to some events that took place in the past in our history, we lost this connection. Now, we believe in Kazakhstan that it is time to revive, it is time to start a brand new chapter in the history of our bilateral relations. And I'm happy to see that I see the same approach, the same feelings from the leadership of your countries. So, political will, we have good political will from both sides. What we need to do, we need to strengthen our connections at the people-to-people level. And the main issue that we need to address as the main challenge that I see today is lack of information. Our peoples, our communities, including our business circles, academic circles, in general, our societies know little about each other, about the modern situation in Kazakhstan, about the modern situation in Pakistan. So this is why I believe that we should develop collaboration between our media communities. It is extremely important. We have direct interaction between our TV channels, newspapers, radio sources. So I mean that information about Kazakhstan, not only about Kazakhstan, in general about Central Asia, about other Central Asian brothers in our region, should be available here in Pakistan. And vice versa, information about your beautiful country should be available in Kazakhstan, in Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. So this is the way we can raise awareness of our communities on the opportunities that we have in terms of developing cooperation. And I believe this is the very first step that we should be focused on. Another very important task that I see in terms of strengthening ties between Central Asia and Pakistan is to develop our regional infrastructure. This is, in my humble opinion, one of the main challenges that we need to address. Because if we want to develop our bilateral trade, if we want to develop our people-to-people, B2B, whatsoever, without effective regional infrastructure, it will be extremely difficult. So, in this term, we believe that we should develop kind of regional cooperation. I'll give you just one example. If we want to develop cooperation between Kazakhstan and Pakistan, if we want to boost our bilateral trade, for example, we, in terms of delivering goods between our countries, we have to cross at least 2 countries in the region, be it Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, or Afghanistan. So what it means? It means that we should work on elaborating or establishing friendly environment, single standards in the whole region to make our people's life easier. So this is the main task that we have for our governments. And last year, this year, we've been organizing different events at the level of our business communities. I'll give you example. In November last year, for the first time, we organized Kazakistan-Pakistan Business Forum in Almaty. This year in May, we organized a single country exhibition. More than 130 people, businessmen, came to Kazakhstan to participate in this event. But again, as I said, we also have to pay a very special attention to developing our cultural ties, to deliver this message to our young generations that Pakistan and Kazakhstan, Central Asia and Pakistan, our countries of this region, are not just neighbors. We have so many things in common, we have so many things to share, and this is the reason why we believe that we should stay united. And for example, for the first time in the Central Asia region, in May this year, we organized an international conference dedicated to the legacy of Allama Iqbal. And I'm really happy to say that His Excellency Secretary Sultan Ahmed Ali personally attended this event. We had a very big delegation from Pakistan. Grandson, Senator His Excellency Walid Iqbal also participated in this event. We also had people from COMSTEC, General Coordinator Professor Iqbal Chowdhury. We invited our brothers from Turkey, from Azerbaijan, Iran, and now we decided to have such kind of events dedicated to the prominent figures of our nation, our joint efforts with our friends from the government of Pakistan and the government of Kazakhstan. Moreover, next year our president is planning to visit a beautiful country. We have a lot of things to discuss, we have a lot of things to do, and I'm pretty sure that during his visit we will strengthen our legal framework, because we have a number of agreements that we are working on currently between our governments. We are also working on some commercial contracts, and I'm pretty sure that big companies from both sides will be participating in implementation of bilateral projects. So this is the way we should develop our cooperation. Apart from that, I see another very important area for developing our interaction. This is about our universities. We should invite our young people, our young brothers and sisters from Pakistan to visit Kazakhstan, to study at our universities. Moreover, I'm happy to say that the number of youngsters who are willing to visit Kazakhstan and study at our universities is growing, which is a very good signal for us. Thank you. So, we would like to welcome our friends from Pakistan to visit Kazakhstan. We are not very far, by the way, from each other. It's about 2 or maybe maximum 2.5 hours flights between our countries. We used to have direct flights back in the 90s, but then due to the situation in Afghanistan, due to this instability, these flights were discontinued. In general, we have to also pay attention to developing our cooperation at the regional level. That's why I believe it's very important to participate in such events as this one, which was organized by the Muslim Institute, in order to have this interaction, to exchange information, to exchange your views. These kind of events can help us a lot in terms of identifying the best options, the best decisions, identifying priority sectors for developing our cooperation. I'll give you examples in terms of developing our economic cooperation. Our president said that we need to develop, for example, our pharmaceutical industry in Kazakhstan. And in this case, I believe that one of the best
Nancy, thank you very much for a very passionate speech and has shared so many ideas in his speech that what type of cooperation can be done. Moses Savatino is not that मैं दावत देना चाहूँगा एक्सलेंसी एम्बेसडर साहब की स्पीच का मुख्तसर खुलासा आपके सामने पेश करने के लिए रिसर्च एसोसिएट ऑफ मुस्लिम इंस्टीट्यूट उसामा बिन अशरफ प्लीज वेलकम
صاحب نے آنے سے پہلے آتے ہی یہاں پر سب سے پہلے تمام مقررین کا شکریہ ادا کیا، مسلم انسٹیٹیوٹ کا شکریہ ادا کیا اور آڈینس کا شکریہ ادا کیا کہ وہ آج یہاں پر تشریف لائے. انہوں نے پاکستان کے لیے مبارکباد پیش کی کہ پاکستان کی 75ویں سالگرہ کے اوپر یہ پروگرام ہو رہا ہے، تو اس کے اوپر انہوں نے پاکستان کے لیے قاضی قوم کی طرف سے بھی اور اپنی طرف سے بھی بہت سی دعائیں دیں. انہوں نے کہا پاکستان کے اندر امن سلامتی اور اسٹیبلٹی آئے اور گروتھ ہو. پھر انہوں نے کہا کہ پاکستان کے اندر بہت زیادہ پوٹینشیل ہے جس کو پوری دنیا ریکگنائز کرتی ہے، جس کی ایک چھوٹی سی مثال یہ ہے کہ پاکستان کا جو 70% آبادی کا حصہ ہے وہ یوتھ پر مشتمل ہے، تو جس ملک کے پاس یوتھ ہوتی ہے وہ کچھ بھی کر سکتا ہے. پھر انہوں نے کہا کہ ایک طرف یہ پاکستان کی 75ویں سالگرہ ہے اور اس کے ساتھ ساتھ یہ پاکستان کازکستان تعلقات کو 30 سال مکمل ہو چکے ہیں. 1992 فیب کے اندر پاکستان کازکستان کے فارمل ڈپلومیٹک ریلیشنز اسٹارٹ ہوئے تھے اور یہ 2022 ان تعلقات کو 30 سال مکمل ہو چکے ہیں. انہوں نے 30th اینیورسری بھی اس بار منائی ہے. انہوں نے کچھ ہسٹوریکل باتیں کی، تاریخ کے تناظر میں انہوں نے بتایا کہ 16 دسمبر 1991 کو کازکستان ہمارے وجود میں آیا اور پاکستان وہ پہلا ملک تھا جس نے سب سے پہلے کازکستان کو تسلیم کیا. کازکستان کی انڈیپینڈنس کے ٹھیک 4 دن بعد 20 دسمبر کو پاکستان نے کازکستان کو ایک آزاد ملک کی حیثیت میں تسلیم کیا اور اس کے ٹھیک 2 ماہ بعد یعنی فروری 1992 کے اندر کازکستان کے پریزیڈنٹ پاکستان کے وزٹ پر آئے اور اس وقت پاکستان کازکستان کے تعلقات کا آغاز ہوا. اور اس کے بعد انہوں نے پاکستان کے اندر حالیہ صورتحال پر بات کی کہ جو فلڈس کی کیفیت ہے ہم اس کو دیکھ رہے ہیں اور ہم اس کے اوپر افسوس کا اظہار بھی کرتے ہیں. قاضی قوم اور قاضی حکومت پاکستان کے ساتھ کھڑی ہے اور جتنی جانوں کا ضیاع ہے اس کے لیے ہم بہت افسوس کا اظہار کرتے ہیں اور اس میں ہم جتنا اپنا کردار ادا کر سکیں ہم اس کے لیے تیار ہیں. پھر انہوں نے کہا کہ ہم پاکستان کو ہمیشہ ایک برادر کنٹری کے طور پر دیکھتے ہیں اور پوری دنیا کے اندر جب بھی انٹرنیشنل آرگنائزیشنز ہیں وہ بڑے قومی متحدہ ہو یا دیگر پلیٹ فارمز ہوں، کازکستان پاکستان کو ہمیشہ وہ سپورٹ کرتا ہے. وہ پاکستان کے کوئی بھی بین الاقوامی سطح کے اوپر ایشوز ہوں وہ کازکستان ہمیشہ پاکستان کے ساتھ کھڑا ہوتا ہے. پھر انہوں نے کہا کہ ہمارے تعلقات کے اندر اکنامک ریلیشنز بہت اہمیت کے حامل ہیں. کازکستان دنیا کا 9واں بڑا ملک ہے اب رقبے کے لحاظ سے اور اگر لینڈ لاک کنٹریز دیکھے جائیں تو دنیا کی لینڈ لاک کنٹریز کے اندر جن کے پاس سمندر نہیں ہے ایسے کنٹریز میں دنیا کا سب سے بڑا کنٹری کازکستان ہے اور مسلم دنیا کے اندر بھی رقبے کے لحاظ سے سب سے بڑا ملک کازکستان ہے. اس کے علاوہ اگر GDP کے حوالے سے دیکھیں تو جو سینٹرل ایشیا کے اندر اوور آل سینٹرل ایشیا کے کنٹریز کی GDP ہے اس میں آلموسٹ 50% کے قریب صرف کازکستان اکیلے ملک کا ہے. اور اگر وہاں پر فارن ڈائریکٹ انویسٹمنٹ دیکھیں کہ جو بیرونی ممالک وہاں پر آ کر انویسٹ کرتے ہیں تو وہ تقریباً 70% جو انویسٹمنٹ ہے وہ کازکستان کو ملتی ہے. انہوں نے کہا کہ ہمیں ہمارے جو کہ یہ تاریخی تعلقات ہیں ہمیں ان کو بحال کرنے کی ضرورت ہے. یہ ایسی مضبوط تعلق ہے جو کبھی ٹوٹ نہیں سکتا اور اس کے اوپر ہم تھوڑی سی محنت کریں گے تو ہم بہت اچھا اس میں تعلقات ڈیولپ کر لیں گے. اور انہوں نے کہا کہ مجھے بہت خوشی ہے کہ حکومتی سطح کے اوپر یہ تعلقات کو بحال کرنے کے لیے اس کو اسٹرینتھن کرنے کے لیے کوششیں جاری ہیں. ہمارے بزنس لیول پر اکیڈیمک اسکالرز انٹلیکچوئلز ایون یونیورسٹی اور میڈیا لیول کے اوپر ریگولر انٹریکشن ہو رہے ہیں. انہوں نے کہا کہ ریجنل کوآپریشن بہت ضروری ہے اور ریجنل کوآپریشن کے لیے بہت اہم چیز ریجنل انٹریکشن ہے، ریجنل انفراسٹرکچر ڈیولپمنٹ ہے کہ ہمارے ریجن کو آپس میں کنیکٹ کرنے کے لیے انفراسٹرکچر ڈیولپ کیا جائے. جب تک انفراسٹرکچر نہیں ہوگا تب تک آپ ایک اسٹرانگ